I was wondering the other day, how many U-turns can Captain Flip-Flop get away with? So I looked at what U-turns we've had. Firstly, there was welfare reform cuts. They were watered down and largely reversed. Plans to restrict eligibility for disability benefits and PIP, make substantial welfare savings, suddenly got scaled back significantly after backlash from the backbenchers. Then there was the winter fuel payment reversal. Before they came to power, Labour made a big song and dance of how the Tories were going to kill thousands of people by cutting winter fuel allowances. And then as soon as they got in, cut winter fuel allowances. Well, it didn't kill the people it said it would, or if it did, the media didn't bother tell us. But the government backtracked and restored payments to a larger group because of political and public pressure. Thirdly, there was the business rates U-turn for pubs this week. Chancellor Reeves is retreating from planned business rate increases affecting pubs after a backlash from the hospitality sector and Labour MPs. What about the hotels and restaurants that she's destroying with these policies? Inheritance tax changes for farmers were adjusted. Well, when Parliament was closed for Christmas, so there was no way that it could be discussed, overseen, or in any way face oversight, they decided to make substantial changes, raising these thresholds and modifying their approach. Possibly after the Prime Minister showed his robotic side when questioned over whether he knew people were considering killing themselves. Yes, I have been made aware. Well, a few days later, he U-turned. Then there's workers' rights bill concessions. Labour's watered down its flagship employment rights bill, workers' rights proposals, dropping or phasing in key manifesto pledges like day one rights and 0 hours restrictions. To get it through Parliament, who would have thought having rights from day one might cause problems? Then there's the two-child benefit cap backpedal. It's not a pure government announcement, the handling of the two-child benefit cap, or refusal to scrap it, MP suspensions, and then later revising compensation decisions, really is a U-turn. You've got MPs who had their whip withdrawn, who are now ahead of government policy. Then there's the R-Gangs inquiry. No, you don't want that. If you want that, you're a right-wing fascist. A few weeks later, they're calling for a statutory national inquiry. But then they make sure it takes a very long time, so it never really happens, so it doesn't speak to any of their friends. Then there's manifesto tax and spending pledges that have been adjusted, to put it politely, for them. Government moved away from pre-election commitments like not increasing taxes. For example, using ambiguity around national insurance increases in the budget. But how many U-turns can Captain Flip-Flop get away with before his party starts U-turning on the idea of him running it? There was that hilarious interview just before Christmas when asked whether he'd be Prime Minister in a year. He very robotically told us that he would be, probably. Well, let's see if there's another U-turn in the offing. You tell me, maybe I missed one of his U-turns. But if you like and subscribe, I'm sure we'll discuss it.